Now, continuing on the topic of hand immobilization or trapping, there are 4 categories of trapping. Okay? 4 categories of trapping, 4 kinds of trapping methods. Okay? There is what we call a power trap. A power trap is very devastating. Just the trap itself is painful to the person. Okay? Then we have what we call a speed trap. The speed trap is not based on power, not based on anything but just speed. An example of a speed trap is what you saw Bruce Lee doing Enter the Dragon when he was here with Bob Wall, and he did the speed pop to remove the barrier and hit him with the back fist. That was an example of a speed trap. All it was based on was how quick I could remove the obstacle to clear the line for a hit. Okay? I'm not concerned with anything after that. Just remove the obstacle and hit. Okay, that's a speed trap. Now, speed traps can sometimes be applied, sometimes not. Sometimes a good thing, sometimes not so good. Okay? I prefer a power trap, which obliterates them. Okay? Then we have what we call a defensive trap. The defensive trap occurs off of your defensive. Example would be, let's say that he throws a left. Most people, will stand left lead. So let's say he's in a left lead and he steps in and throws this left straight at my face. I do a bon sal, lob sal, quattro here. So this is an example of a defensive trap. I defend and trap right off of the defensive action. Okay? Now let's say he's in a right lead. Okay? He steps in with a right punch this time. I defend and then I turn it into a lop and hit. Okay, now this is another example of a defensive trap. I do ton sal to allow him to continue, and then I lop and hit. The problem with this is if somebody is throwing a really fast punch like this, and they come in really quick with it, you may or may not be able to grab it. A lot of people, there's a lot of misunderstanding, misassumption about what trapping is. A lot of people think that when I talk about trapping, I'm saying, okay, he throws a punch, and I'm just going to pluck it out of the air. Throw another punch, other hand. They think that, he throws something, I'm just going to grab it out of the air. So you really can't do that. It's almost impossible, especially when somebody has good recovery after the shot and they come in and hit and they recover. See, there's nothing to grab. When trapping is usually applied is when you attack and they defend. Okay? You take that defensive action and use it against them. That's when trapping best works. Okay? So I come in here, he defends, boom, I pops out and hit here. Okay, so we're here, okay? All right, now let's say he blocks this, then I just lops out and hit again. Then laps out and hit again. Okay, so one trap can flow right into another trap if the energy dictates the necessity of it. Okay, yes?
We call this offensive trap, the fourth part, right? Possible?
Huh?
Offensive trap or
Defensive.
No, this is not defensive. The last book you showed us, how do you call it, please? Offensive trap or?
Okay, okay, we talked about power trap, we talked about speed, we talked about a defensive trap. What I just did, that's a power trap.
Okay.
Okay? That's a power trap. Because if I do that correctly, see, it snatches him as I hit him, okay? See, then I may come here and finish him with something like that, okay, if he's not already, unconscious, all right? And like I said, if I'm still somehow holding on to him, why not hit him? Okay? So boom, right there. All right? Now, look at his feet. See where his feet are? Boom, there's his feet. See? Or since he's headed that way anyway, stick, circle, and throw. You know? All right. Now, any